What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Trouble back with another video. Yes, I am back with another banger. Now, today what I wanted to go over was what different troops do, what troop types there are. Now, the reason that I wanted to do this is because everybody that is well known in this game constantly gets mail asking them what troop types they need to send and what, march compositions and stuff like that. Now, what I can say is that whenever you do march, you should send whatever is going to complement your statistics. So, that being said, if you say you are good in infantry, send more infantry. Now, if you're good in cavalry, send more cavalry, etc., etc. Now, what this video is here to do is to let you know what these different troop types do as far as there's two tiers in each troop type, what they do, etc., etc. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. I'm going to go through the frontline troops and then we're going to work into, the other troops. So, first we have our infantry. Now, there's two different types of infantry. You're going to have your shield infantry and you're going to have your pike infantry. Your shield infantry are a dual purpose use troop. They are going to be good as far as defending your marches, because the more of those you have, the better your kills are going to be through your back troops. Now, some people send up to 20% in their marches. Now, the reason that they do that is because they want to have less deaths of their attack troops. Because if you look here, your defense and HP on one of your main attack troops, which is the pikemen, is going to be very low. So they're going to die very easily. So if you add these shield troops into your march, you're going to have a better chance of those surviving and fighting longer, and thus getting those back and maybe winning a battle or two. A lot of people go with the spray and pray. They just shoot a march out and they hope that they win. I've done it before whenever I was, new into the game and stuff. And now what I do is I try to become more of a statistical player. I try to, if I lose a battle, I look at the report and I look at what killed what and how I did in certain troop areas and what the defender had and what they were able to kill of my troops very easily. So these shield troops, they work really good as far as castle defense and march defense. So the pikemen, they are really good. They aim at cavalry and they are really good at defense as well as attack, but they do die a lot. So they have a high attack, low health. So whenever you look here, they get greatly increased damage dealt against cavalry as well as the accuracy. Greatly increases attack, slightly increases piercing damage. Have a chance to deal triple damage, which is very good. There is a chance to deal tons of damage to surrounding melee units. So surrounding melee units, that's going to be like your infantry and stuff like that. And then you've got your shield, which is greatly reduces damage from archers and crossbowmen. So they're going to help out whenever you attack a castle or get attacked. They're going to cushion that blow from archers and crossbowmen, which includes the mounted archer on the cavalry. Steel armor greatly increases defense, greatly increases HP. Shields are held up in a defensive wall. Each one of these troops has this. If you go further down into the T10, they have the same thing. It's kind of the same basic concept all the way through. It's just whenever you get up into the higher tiers, they are much stronger. Now, going into the siege engine. Now, most people don't understand that siege engine is, they have a rear marching troop and they have a front marching troop. Now, the ones that are the front marching troop are the Rams or the Mangonels. They are actually a defense troop. Now, what they do is whenever they are in the front line, they shield you from arrows and stuff like that. Now, on the Mangonel, which in this situation is the Phoenix Wings. It has incredible amount of defense and HP. High load increases chance of anti-crit, and increases offensive advanced damage taken reduction. So if you march with a couple of these in your march, and it's all in the layering, and it's all in preference. If you march with a couple of these in your march, you have a chance at reducing the damage taken. Has a chance to activate and cause huge amount of damage to 5 melee targets, which is very good. Now, on here, you got the Fearless Artillery. This is a back of the line marching troop. If I can get over these tongue twisters. Greatly increases attack and chance of ignoring enemies' dodge odds, but halves attack speed. So they have a lower attack speed, but they have a hard attack, and they hit hard. Greatly increases damage dealt towards infantry because they shoot over the crowd into the infantry. Greatly increases offensive attack, slightly increases defensive damage. So they're a defense and an offensive troop. More of an offensive troop, but I've actually got 10 million of these T10s on my side because it actually does help out with defensive damage. Deals massive damage to 3 enemies each attack. So whenever they do hit, they hit 3 enemies. And like I said, they are a slower moving troop. So we can go into the crossbowmen or the bowmen. So you got two types of bowmen. You've got crossbow and you've got straight bow. So the straight bow is going to be an excellent lower tier troop killer. So what I mean by that is whenever you are attacking or being attacked, it's going to aim more at the lower tier troops, but it's going to kill 3 and 4 of them. It's going to deal triple and 5 times the damage and stuff like that. You guys all know about the enhancements and how they can be, stacked up. So flame arrow, attack with fire, attack speed increases 100%, greatly increases damage dealt to siege engine, including Supreme Legion. So it helps out with siege engine as well. So I do know that cavalry also aims at siege engine in certain tiers, but apparently the straight bow also does that. Big attack bonuses to units except infantry. So they do not aim at infantry. They aim at mid-tier troops or lower-tier troops. Have a chance to deal 300% critical damage. Have a chance to attack the same enemy again after their first attack is hit. Can attack 5 times at most. So if it doesn't get the job done the first time, it has a chance to get the job done 5 times after. And then you've got your crossbowmen. Now, crossbowmen, these are one of my favorite troops as far as a defensive troop. They are amazing for castle defenses, but I wouldn't send them in a march. But they greatly increase crossbowmen's attack, reduces received damage. Every shot will attack a random unit. Greatly increases defensive damage. Before the battle, diffuse 10 shots. Shot 10 times. So they shoot before the battle even starts. They're an amazing troop. I've got some really good battle reports off of them. If you are in any of my groups or anything like that, you'll know that, I usually use these on like reinforcements and stuff like that. So all these troops have a purpose. Now, going on into the cavalry. So cavalry, the cavalry shooter, you've got the cavalry shooter and you've got the cavalry swordsman. Now the cavalry shooter is basically an archer on a horse. So the bigger chance to attack enemy ranged units. These are really good for resource battles. March speed, they have a high march speed. So if you're at war and you're good at plucking off tiles or whatever, you want to use these in your march a lot more. Can be, while using charge talent, 5 ranged rows can be attacked at once. Larger the amount of enemies, the greater chance to attack more ranged rows. So they attack more of the archer. Now I use these in my layers. I like them. They work really well for me, but they die very easily. So you got your sacrifices there. Get an attack bonus in Resource Battle, Mineral Vein, and Civilization Fortress Battle. And then you've got greatly increases march speed, provides extra attack. Then you've got the Fearless Charge, which bigger chance to attack enemy ranged units, which is the Archer. Then you've got the Slaughter Cavalry, which is the cavalry with a spear or cavalry with a sword. You've got have a chance to attack enemy ranged troops, have a chance to miss the damage, have a chance to deal triple damage. When using charge talent, up to 5 rear targets may be attacked at once. So they're an amazing troop. They actually aim at siege engine and archer really well. So they do really well as far as attacks. Now, if you are mainly into attacks, you might want to enhance these. Use these a little bit heavier in your marches. So that's kind of the gist of what's going on. I'm not going to go over what you should march in your marches because that's going to be based on your statistics. Now, everybody is going to have, specific needs and wants based on your enhancements, based on what your attack is, based on what your health is, and your damage. So I hope this sheds some light on everything. I hope you guys like it. I hope I taught you guys something. I learned something over the last couple of weeks, and that's why I wanted to share it. But I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks. Like and subscribe. Peace.